It's a beautiful day. A gorgeous, beautiful sunny day in Seattle. Ugh, I'm just eating it up. Eating it up. Bye. Good morning, darlings, and happy Valentine's Day. It is the morning of February 14th, and I'm home, hooded, and in my cozies, and I thought I'd just give you a little reading update. I read Island of the Blue Dolphins this weekend. It was gorgeous. As some footage shown before, we had a nice, probably 52-degree day on Saturday, which is pretty wild this time of year in the Pacific Northwest, and it was sunny. So I sat on the beach and read Island of the Blue Dolphins, and it was so good. That book was so fun to read. I realized so many of those books I loved when I was younger was like Julie with the Wolves, is that what it's called? Hatchet, Island of the Blue Dolphins, all these ones about like kids. I guess, yeah, like young people being left on their own in the wilderness, having to survive. I don't know why. Love that shit. And I love being out in the wilderness now as an adult, so maybe that's why. So that was a super fun reading experience. So cute. Just highly recommend it if you want a fun YA/children's book, which I don't read very often. And also, as far as I was a little worried, it was written in the 70s by a white man, and honestly, it was like pretty respectful and like didn't have a lot of problems in it that I was like expecting it to have. Yeah, and a lot of it was based on historical information, but then a lot of it too was fictionalized and whatnot, but there were like some key facts. Yeah, and our main character, Karana, she's just like such a badass. She's like, yeah, I just like went and like killed these wild dogs because they were gonna kill me, and then I every day went and hunted for abalone. And like, it was so interesting because the way she talked about the land in California, there's so many things about it that are now either extinct or endangered. Like, talked about sea otters. She like made a little sea otter friend. It was so cute. And there are no sea otters anymore in the Channel Islands because of overhunting. And they don't live in that area anymore. And then also how she would go get abalone every day. Abalone is also now endangered. And yeah, so it's just like interesting and to read about that and think about how things have changed over time. A little depressing, but it was such a cool book. She like hunts an octopus, a giant octopus at one point, and I'm like, God, so sick. She just like basically goes around the island in a canoe with her wolf pet and just like hunts octopus, and I'm like, this is so sick. Love this shit. So I loved Island of the Blue Dolphins. It was so fun to read. And then now, yeah, chaos. Now I'm reading this fun little steamy boy, Vladimir by Julia May Jonas. I love the academia setting. So this is about a kind of older woman, late 50s, who is an academic. Her husband's an academic as well. They both work in an English department at a college, and her husband has since been sort of canceled due to him having in the past lots of relationships with students. And and she's kind of dealing with that, as well as becoming very obsessed with a young new faculty hire who's about 40, and his name is Vladimir, so that's the name of the book. So far I really like it. I'm actually almost halfway through. It's really easy breezy, like just a fast read. It's really good, and just like all of her little comments and on academia are very fun to read about. And yeah, so far this has definitely been a romp. I'm sure you've heard a lot of people talking about this book. I love the cover. It's just like ridiculous. We love the gold chain so much. And this like corduroy little outfit. Oh, there's another gold chain on the hand. Love it. So yeah, this is definitely, I'm probably gonna finish this today or tomorrow because it's an easy breezy little read. So yeah, that's Vladimir. I don't know what I'm gonna read next. We'll see. Maybe I'll check in later when I'm not hooded and like hiding my hair and also kind of wanting to hide my face. Just one of those days, you know. Yeah, see what happens in the week ahead. I'll keep you guys posted. I will also show you these tulips. Hold on. How gorgeous are these babies? Just got these at Trader Joe's, and they have made my life so joyful since I bought them. Hi. Good morning. I'm just making some coffee. Very exciting. And I thought that I would give you all an update on Vladimir by Julia May Jonas. It's so good. I am loving reading it. I'm having a very good time. I stayed up way too late last night. I'm almost done with it. I was like gonna stay up and finish it. I have like 40 pages left. Yeah, like that's how much I have left. It is such a romp. I mentioned before kind of what it's about, but I'm loving all the insights on academia. A lot of like sort of little statements in here that obviously the author is like putting in there, that they're kind of like talking about academia in a certain way of like how everything is about morality, as opposed to, or I guess what the author's putting in there is sort of this argument of like, does art need to be moral? Who should be determining morals, and what happens when we put a moralistic lens on art, and how does that diminish it? And also I just love how she'll like want to punch her students in the face, but then also be like, yeah, the world's really fucked up for you, I'm really sorry. Like she's like has this like mixed bag of wanting to react, kind of be snippy with them, but also you can tell that deep down she really does have this compassion for her students. So I really like how she's writing that, because it is, I'm a younger academic for sure, and I still have a hard time even calling myself an academic because imposter syndrome and all sorts of stuff, but I get kind of what she's talking about. I love the compassion that she shows for her students. I think it's really sweet. Oh, and there's so much in here about like aging and what it means when you've put so much value on your appearance of beauty, your outward beauty, and as a woman when you age and you feel yourself slipping from relevance. Like that kind of is like a big plot in this book, and it's so good. It's a little thrillery even at the end, that I was not expecting it to take that turn. So big fan of this. Hopefully the next 30 pages won't change it for me, but yeah, such a smart, fun, rompy book to read. I'm really enjoying it, and I highly recommend it. I got through Book of the Month, which honestly, I haven't gotten a book from them in a long time because it's usually not my cup of tea, so I've been skipping a ton of months. But when I was planning on skipping this month, and then I saw they had Vladimir, and I was like, just kidding, I'm getting it. So definitely into it. Also, her descriptions of food are very decadent and wonderful. There's like this scene where she goes to buy like T-bone steaks and dark chocolate cake and really nice wine and raspberries and like, and she's just being very decadent and wants to like just like fill herself with like goodness. Like it's very it made me hungry just reading it. So yeah, that's Vladimir. That's what I've been reading. Yeah, maybe I'll check back in when I actually finish it, cause this baby's good. I'm having fun. I love reading a fun book. Cool. I'll fill you in later on how I feel about Vladimir. Bye. Hi everyone, I thought I would just do a quick update on Vladimir. I just finished it last night and it was a romp. It was great. All the things I've said before about it. The ending really makes you think, which I really liked about it. Yeah, it was just overall such a clever and fun book to read, and it makes you think a lot. So I definitely recommend Vladimir for sure. And if you hear a door opening and closing constantly, that's because my office is right next to the bathroom. So I get to hear flushing all day, doors opening and closing. It's sometimes other fun sounds. It's a great time. Yeah. So that was Vladimir. Also, today's just been a day. I got a parking ticket this morning and a rock cracked my windshield on the way to work after that. And I was sort of like, cool, great. So not feeling 100%, but I did pick up Happening by Annie Ernaux. Yeah, I speak French. No, I don't. I have no idea how to pronounce her last name. And this is so good. It's really small, but essentially this is about a woman's, the author, it's sort of a memoir, very short memoir about her experience getting unexpectedly pregnant at age 23 while she was still in college, and her search for an abortion while abortion was illegal in France at the time. So far so good. It's sort of a series of written as journal entries at the time / her now being older looking back. Yeah, it's so good. Also just like, she's funny too. Like it's darkly funny in a good way. Yeah, so that's what I'm reading now. So yeah, that I just update and let you all know that Vladimir was a hit. And what I'm reading next is also a hit. Just been lots of hits lately. I'm not mad about it. Okay, I will check in with you all later. This vlog feels really disjointed and all over the place. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, bye. Everyone, I'm out here attempting a in-public street walk, nighttime, loud air vent film video, and I don't know how people do it without being really embarrassed. So this one is extra challenging because I'm walking my dog and want to show you 2 books I just bought. New books. Can you believe, oh God, hold on. First we have Pure Color by Sheila Heti. I just bought a new hardback. Who do I think I am, a Rockefeller? Can't afford this shit, but did it anyway. And then I got Slouching Towards Bethlehem by Joan Didion. Got this because I think I want to do a video on books from California. Try some new ones and talk to you about some of my favorites I read in the past. So, okay, I'm very embarrassed. Walking around filming myself. I even took a street that I know not a lot of people are on. I was like, guess I just gotta get used to the fame, you know? This new booktube lifestyle. I have a lot of subscribers that are expecting this content from me, and I just gotta suck up and do it. Okay, y'all, have a great Friday night. Collateral damage. When I was just going out to walk my dog. Hi, Rosie. Morning. We're about to go on a hike because I don't know if you remembered when I said that I'm hiking the John Muir Trail this summer. Well, that means I have to hike a lot to make sure I don't die. So we are beginning, and by we, it's me, and I'm dragging my boyfriend along to come do this hike with me. I'm gonna try and hike every weekend. I started Pure Color by Sheila Heti last night, and I can already tell it's gonna be so good. I only am like maybe 15 pages in before I fell asleep with the book on my face because I was really tired last night, but I can tell it's gonna be beautiful, and I already love how she's writing this. It's so interesting, that beginning part about the bear and the birds and the fish and those being 3 different types of people, and oh God, she's so good. So I'm really excited. I do not regret my brand new hardcover purchase. I need to get in on like how all y'all are out here getting like book mail from like Penguin Random House or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't know how you guys do that. I know it's easy, but I just don't know how to ask publishers to give me free books to review them. And I've been too lazy to try, but it would help with my pocketbook, my wallet. So anyway, going on a hike. Bye. I thought I would come in for an update. 1, to tell you all what I've been reading, give you a little update on that. And then 2, I went to one of my favorite used bookstores in the city called Twice Sold Tales. It is about a 5-minute walk from my apartment. Very dangerous. They were having a 35% off everything in the store sale for their 35th anniversary last week. And my sweet friend Ray and I went and had a wonderful time. It's a really fun used bookstore. They have cats. So I had shown some content previously of that. So that was the place with the cats. And I thought I would show you what I got really quick. And then I'll go over what I've been reading. So I got, first thing was Offshore by Penelope Fitzgerald. So this book, I feel like it was a long time ago Booker winner back in the day, and I have been wanting to read some Penelope Fitzgerald. I know that she wrote The Bookshop, which was turned into a movie. That's kind of how I heard about her. Yeah, it's a short little novel about, it looks like a bunch of eccentric people that are living on the River Thames, and kind of how their lives intertwine. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to pick this one up. Okay, next I got The Flamethrowers by Rachel Kushner. I've actually not read anything by Rachel Kushner. I know everyone was like hyping up The Mayor of Leipzig last year, and I know that I feel like The Mars Room got like mixed reviews, but The Flamethrower seems like a really interesting premise. This book is about a young woman going to New York City and trying to be into art, and it seems like it might be set during sort of radical revolution times in the 60s and 70s. I'm not totally sure if I'm just putting that into this description. But yeah, it seems like it's a young woman getting into a cast of characters of artists in New York City and life going from there. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm excited to check it out. So next I got Oil on Water by Hilan Habila, and this is a story that's set in the Niger Delta in Africa, and it's sort of about, it's like militants have kidnapped the wife of a British oil executive, and sensing an opportunity for his first big break, Rufus, a young journalist, takes the assignment to find her and negotiate her release. So it seems sort of thriller-like. And I don't know, I feel like I've heard it somewhere on BookTube. I'm not sure, but I saw it on the shelves, and I remember putting it on one of my like wish lists, and I thought I would just grab it because it's pretty short, and it was also pretty cheap. So I was like, why not try something new? Yeah, so that is Oil on Water. And then I got The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. I was looking for a copy of Sula, but they didn't have it, and The Bluest Eye looked like another good option of a Toni Morrison book they had. So this is actually Toni Morrison's first novel, and it follows a young girl in Ohio and what it was like growing up Black, and how she prays for her eyes to turn blue, to be as beautiful and beloved as the blonde, blue-eyed children in America, which just sounds heartbreaking. Yeah, so I think it's kind of a coming-of-age tale. I read Beloved a long time ago and then tried rereading it about a year ago and failed at rereading it for some reason. I'm excited to read The Bluest Eye and just read more Toni Morrison in general. So there you have it. I feel like I did pretty good, only getting 4 books from the book sale. That was a pretty good book sale. All of these together were like less than $15 or something. So that's like less than a new hardback for 4 books. Okay. Yeah. And then I will talk to y'all. Let's talk about some of the books I've been reading. Give you all an update. So I mentioned a bit ago, it's a very loud cat. It's my neighbor's cat. It's very loud. That I was reading Happening by Annie Ernaux, however you say her last name. And I finished it. It's a very small, short little book, and I really liked it. I really think that she's an incredible author, and I'm really excited to read more by her. Some of her works of fiction I think will be really interesting to read. This was just a great raw look at a woman trying to get an abortion when it was legal. And I really liked how she wrote it, and looked back on herself with a lot of compassion, and yeah, it was really inspiring to read. And how we often maybe feel rushed to tell our stories now, and that, like, she talked about how she always knew she needed to tell this story, but she didn't tell it till much later. Let's see, when was this published? Let's check that out. So this was published in like 2000, 2001, and it was something that happened to her in 1960s. So it's pretty cool and inspiring to see someone take a story from when they were younger and kind of think, okay, now's the time to write about this. I know for me, it's not that I want to be a writer, but I've had times where I think, you know, when is the right time to write something? And, you know, it was just inspiring to see her kind of be like, yeah, I wanted to write this now. It was the right time. Yes, it was like 40 years later, but it's the right time. So I really loved Happening and recommend this wholeheartedly. Then, as you saw, I had purchased Pure Color by Sheila Heti a couple days ago. I think that was Friday night. Yeah, that was Friday night. It is now Monday. And yeah, I'm almost done with Pure Color by Sheila Heti. And what do I think about this book? Not to be a booktube heretic, but I don't know how I feel about this. If I didn't know who Sheila Heti was, and I hadn't heard any buzz about this book, if I hadn't read anything else by Sheila Heti, if I would have just picked up this book, I don't think I would like it. Sorry. But because I have heard buzz about it and I have read other things by Sheila Heti, I don't hate it. I just feel like a lot of it reads like someone is on drugs. And maybe that's fine. But as I was reading it as a reader, I wasn't having the best time, which is fine. Sheila Heti is entitled to write in any stylistic manner that she pleases. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying that I think the middle parts in particular, where let me make sure I'm not spoiling this. I'm pretty sure it's in the dust jacket. So when her father dies, the beginning of that part, it gets a little weird for me, and then it gets a little weirder from there. That I think I started losing the thread a little bit. And I think the point is that the thread is not supposed to be easy to follow. And the book is very much on a cosmic level. And there are parts of it that I really love. Like, I have underlined a lot in here. I've made some annotations. But there are some, and maybe this is funny because this also might not be the point of the book. I could be missing the mark here, okay? But again, this is just me from my little world and my little opinions, all right? That it felt a little limited in its thinking, in the way that it talks about creation and life and evolution, and this idea of a big theme in this is that we're living through the first draft of creation, and that oh, how sad it is to be at the end of the first draft, knowing that we weren't perfect and that God's gonna make a second draft of life. I understand the use of that framing to kind of build a story around and ideas and philosophy, but I don't really think that I am vibing with that. And kind of her talk about, she has this little bit that evolution creates killing and critique, and not love, and I don't really agree with that. I don't know, there's just like little weird things in here that I'm like, oh, that's not how I saw that. I think this is just Sheila Heti grappling with mortality and the world ending and climate catastrophe and the internet taking over everything. And there's like, I love that part of this book, but it's the way that she's grappling with it, which is completely fine that she wants to grapple with it in this way. It's not meshing with me, it's not jiving with me, if that makes sense. And then there's just ways that it literally feels like it's being written by someone that's like on a lot of drugs that it's just hard to read. But then in some parts, like if that's the, you know, the goal of the form, it feels almost like repetitive and meditative almost, and it repeats phrases throughout, and so it's okay. That's what I guess this is me not trying to like bash on this book. I just am not sure yet how I feel about it. I have about, I don't know, 50 pages left. And I don't know, I think I'm probably going to end my vlog pretty soon. So, you can wait until my February wrap up to get my whole thoughts. Got to keep you guys wanting for something. But I don't know if the next 60 pages is really going to change, because I think it's the form of the book. It's not about plot, let me tell you that. Don't read this book for plot. There's no plot. There's nothing. It's basically this woman named Mira who, it kind of starts off in section 1 that I liked. Gave me the Idiot vibes by Elif Batuman, for sure, because she's going off to college, sort of. It was unclear whether it's like boarding school or college, but I'm pretty sure she's going off to college and kind of being immersed in that new life where you're away from your family for the first time. And it was really, I really loved the first part of the book, and it was talking about being in college before Web 2.0, basically, before social media. And I loved, what'd she call it? The friendship revolution. I really loved that part. There was a lot of parts I liked in part 1, and then part 2 and on, it goes into her father's death and then gets real cosmic and out of this world. And that's where I started to lose me a little bit, but where we are now, she is back kind of in human form, if that makes sense. If you read this book, then you'll understand. And she is now exploring her relationship with Annie, who she met in college. And that's where I'm at, and I will let you all know more soon. I'm sort of feeling like I'm unsure about this book, and maybe after I read it and finish the last little 50 pages and sit with it for a while, my thoughts might change. But right now, coming fresh off of reading it, I'm feeling, it feels real out of this world and weird, and giving me a lot of stoner vibes. A lot of stoner vibes happening. Like, dude, have you ever like thought that when you're floating through space, you could like do backflips on like Saturn's rings because like the universe is actually like pliable? Like, that's how like this book is a little bit, and I'm like having a hard time taking it seriously. I'm sorry, Sheila Heti. I really liked Motherhood. I'm just having a hard time with this one. Yeah, stoner vibes. Just stoner vibes for sure. Or some sort of psychedelics. I don't know. So that's Pure Color by Sheila Heti. Okay, well that's all, folks. I'm gonna end this long, chaotic vlog now that spanned, at this point, about a week, more than a week. Lots of reading, lots of ups and downs, some good hiking content. I hope you all enjoyed this. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know if you'd like me to do anything different, like what you like to watch. I don't know. This is sort of how I film vlogs. It just like feels organic just to film when I feel like it. But anyway, I will see you all later. Bye.